Hey guys, so I realize this is a really long session, but hopefully you're sticking with me. As I was just saying, what we were just doing, going from $100 back to $90, is what's key to one of the next sections. Now this is what's called discounting. So what we're doing is, if we were saying $100 today times 10% is $110 tomorrow. If we have $100 tomorrow, how much is it worth today? And so in order to get back to that, we have to discount our $100 tomorrow at whatever our interest rate is. So I'm going to repeat that. Whatever amount of money that we're going to get the next period, so let's say it's $100, in order to figure out how much it's worth today, because we have the option of investing and making money on that, since we don't have that option, we need to take, basically deduct the option of 10% investing. So we have to reduce that option by 10%. That was a really bad way of wording. Let me try again. $100 today divided by 1.1 is going to get us back to 90. And that actual, the multiplying 100 by 1 over 1.1, this is discounting. This multiplying by 1 over 1.1, or simply dividing by 1.1, it's the same thing. This is discounting. This 1.1, 100% plus 10%, that was our 10% was our interest rate. That's the idea that in order to figure out what our money is worth today, we have to take the money we're going to get tomorrow and penalize it by the interest rate. So, basically this is just explaining how time of class flows. This is a really important concept. I spent probably about 7 minutes talking about it. But if you can't, this is one of the things that you're going to have to grasp in order to move forward in finance, because if you don't get this, when you get into bonds and perpetuities and even stocks, it's going to be really, really tough to get your head around it. So that's really, really core to getting forward in finance, at least at the basic level. So, we talked about timing of cash flows, and we said we kept saying interest rate because we had the option of investing it in the bank. Really it works for any type of investment, so if you have the option of investing in a stock, that's going to give you a certain amount of a certain percentage. If there's a certain riskiness, whatever it says, so it's interchangeable with any other investment we can make or the discount rate, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. So, we talked about claims on the value of the firm, which was basically just saying debt. People who have debt in the firm have the first claim, second claim is the shareholders. Moving to the last section of the first chapter. Okay, there's 2 parts left. One is talking about different ways a firm can be set up, and the second one talks about financial institutions. So setting up a firm, there's just basically 3 main options. We have the sole proprietorship. A partnership. And a corporation. In most cases in this course we're talking about corporations because those are the ones that are going to have stocks. But just to do a quick little talk about each one. Sole proprietorship basically means the business. If you're starting a business, you have the option of either doing sole proprietorship, partnership, or starting a corporation. A sole proprietorship basically means you're going to run the business in your name. So if I want to start a business so let's say tomorrow, I want to start a business tomorrow selling waffles. Maybe this waffle selling business I don't think it's going to be big enough to want to go to a corporation size. So I'm just going to make all the money that I earn go under my name. So that's sole proprietorship. So basically I own the business is me. I am the waffle king and I'm selling these waffles and everything's going to be in my name. So the good thing about sole proprietorship is it's very cheap, it's very simple. you don't get taxed. You don't get taxed on corporate income tax. So corporations get taxed as a corporation, and then once they pay out to all their people, those people get taxed as well. And sole proprietorship means you're only going to get taxed once. Other things, no taxes. I'm just seeing if there's any other good things about it. There's no big really other good things other than you're not paying corporate tax and it's really cheap and simple. The other options, the cons of that is unlimited liability. Since the business is you are the business, which makes sense. But that means if your business goes south and you owe someone money, it's not just the business that has to pay that money. If the business crashes and burns and you owe $100,000, your business owes $100,000, it's coming out of your bank, you're going to have to mortgage your own house. This is all your money. It's not going to be the business's money, which is what the advantage of a corporation is we'll get into that. Another thing is that the life of the company is limited to how long the sole proprietor lives. Since it's under your name, it's very hard to pass on the company without going through a lot of things or even changing to a corporation. And the other problem is it's very hard to raise money because all the money, since it's under your name, basically it's only amount of money that you can raise through personal loans and using your own money, versus if you're a corporation, you can sell stocks or sell shares for your company. Sole proprietor, often you own 100%, or in all cases you own 100% of your business. Partnership is just an extension of sole proprietorship. It basically means there's multiple people that are owning a business. So basically the same things, inexpensive, there's unlimited liability, so if the business goes under, it's under your name. Problem is that if partners withdraw, if one of the people who started the venture together withdraw, it's very hard to keep the, usually the business has to dissolve and then reassemble, or not reassemble. It might not be even able to continue because of legal issues. Another issue is difficult to raise money, like sole proprietors. It's going to be all your own personal money and personal loans. The other thing is, since you have partners in deciding how to distribute the profit at the end of the year, one partner might want to reinvest in the company, the other might want to take money out. So it usually goes down to a vote. And if there's two people, usually it's whoever's involved in your company is involved as well. Corporations, this is the big one. Basically, corporations are these, imagine the corporation as a person. So sole proprietorship, the business is under your name. Imagine the corporation as an actual person. So from a legal standpoint. So this actual person, if the corporation person is unprofitable, is running at a loss, can't pay off its debts, basically the person goes out of business and the corporation just crashes. But the people who you owe money to, the people who the corporation owes money to can't go after the people who are involved in the corporation for money. So if I am basically the CEO of a corporation, if my corporation crashes, there's no way for people to sue me individually, versus in a sole proprietorship, you are the company. So if something goes wrong, debt holders or people can sue me directly. That's why often bigger businesses go for corporation if there's a lot of stuff with liability. Another advantage of corporations is you got stocks. So you have the option of selling off little pieces of your business, or the little pieces of this person can be split, and then whoever has a share of the stock can vote on the person's decisions. The advantage of that is that you can basically split up, it gives you the option of splitting up the company and passing it down. That's about it for corporations. Articles of incorporation basically means when you start a corporation, there's certain things you have to do. You have to submit a document that has the name of the corporation, the purpose of your business, the number of shares you want to issue, the types of shares you want to issue, and the number of members on your board of directors. And that's just something that's kind of a side. If you want to start a corporation, those are the things you have to do. I've ran my own business, so I've gone through the articles of incorporation. Basically, it's just, as I said, name, purpose, number of shares, type of shares, and then number of board of directors. It's pretty straightforward. That's the end of the 3 options you have. They're just things you got to know. It doesn't really have a direct influence on how the finance actually works. It just we're just basically talking about corporations mainly. That's the only part of that chapter. Goals of the corporate firm. It says there's a set of contracts viewpoints, so basically sets of contracts. And this basically means everyone's going to work to the best of their ability to maximize shareholder value. So this is the belief value. This is the belief that since the company, the corporation, is completely owned by all these different people, everyone's going to work to, the management's going to work to maximize shareholder value, or that's what they should do. Problem is, although shareholder value is great, managers might have their own desires. So this is stuff like, if a manager has the option of investing in a company car or investing in a new piece of equipment that's going to help increase productivity by 10%, you know what, he might invest in the car because, he says, you know what, I deserve it, I work so hard. Unfortunately, since he bought a car, the shareholders don't get the value from that piece of equipment. So there's kind of like a